I am Jared, or Jax from Jax Juice, and today I'm going to be reviewing the LE80 by Lotus. I don't normally do reviews, never done a review actually. The only reason I'm doing this one is because I couldn't find anything about the LE80 anywhere, and I was looking for it and couldn't find anything, so I went ahead and bought one, and I'm just gonna kind of tell a little bit about it. I'm not the smartest when it comes to electronics and the inner workings and things like that. So if you're looking for like the real, I don't know, voltage drop and everything like that, wait for another review. But for what I'm doing is I'm just kind of show you the box, the aesthetics of it, and things of that nature. So let's get into it. So with the LE80, it's made by Lotus. They're the people who make the jellyfish, kind of controversial a while ago because of the weird wattage settings, and people get really mad about it. I don't know why. But they also make the vape cases, the ones for the iPhones and things like that, which actually seems like a gimmicky idea, but I've used one. It actually works pretty well. They sell them as well. Okay, so the LE80, it comes in a box, looks like this. Sorry, again, I've never done a review before, it's not going to be the best, but box looks like this. It says the Lotus e-cig on the side. Maybe we should cover that. I don't know if you can do anything with it. It says Lotus on the back. If you've had like the jellyfish, it's very similar. The jellyfish box is a lot bigger, and then the vape case comes in like a plastic one. But I mean, we'll put together a box, but I mean, who really gives a fuck about the box? Alright, so let's go ahead and open this thing. First impressions, it's heavy. It's for the size of it, it's not very big. It's a heavy box, and then when you open it, the box itself doesn't weigh very much, so the actual product is somewhat heavy as well. So you know, open it similar to like like an iPhone or something, similar type of box. Open it up. Comes with an instruction sheet, which we'll get back to because it's not your regular standard e-cig, so you would need this to kind of figure it out for the first time. At least me, but I mean maybe you're smarter than me. You probably are. Comes in there. Comes in a looks the same as the box, but it's actually the product is in there as well. So the product is in a foam encasement. It just pops out. And then here's the actual product itself. So as you can tell, it's pretty basic compared to like a Sigale, or I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I don't know. But compared to something like that, it is more basic. There's 3 parts on the front of it. There's the I believe it's called the potentiometer, and that's what you turn to actually change the voltage on it. There is a slide button here, okay, and that has 3 positions, and then there's a readout here. So it's a little bit more basic than like a Sigale, where they have like the extra buttons for the up and down, and then the fire button. The fire button on this is actually going to be on the other side. And if you use like a jellyfish, it's the same kind of button. I personally like the button, but I could see why somebody wouldn't like the button as well. It's very small. It's almost like a BB or something. The feedback on it is pretty nice. It feels like you're doing something when you press it, and it's quite a bit of pressure there. So when you hit it, it definitely pops back in a nice manner. Okay, so let's go ahead and put batteries in it. Let's just look at the graphics one more time. So there's the graphics. On one side it says Lotus, which I think looks kind of cool, but you might not. On this it has, I don't know, spaceship or something. And then, again, it looks like that. And then the other side is blank. Okay. So how you put batteries in this is it's not like a pop-off like the Sigale. I don't keep it like the Sigale, but that's what I use normally. With this, it actually just slides off like that, and there's 2 pieces. And again, sorry, I'm not very good at videos, but you can see it slides out like that. The battery carriage is in there, and then here's the other piece. So one thing that I do want to mention about these is that it really does feel like more solid than a lot of other e-cigs, vapes, whatever, that I've used in the past. Like even just the back piece of it, there's some weight to it, which again I like, but I could also see that being a con to somebody else if somebody wants a more light device. And I don't know, you wear cargo shorts because you're a weirdo and it makes you sag on one side, something like that. So that might not be for you. If you're a normal human, then probably like it. But it is. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. I'm just gonna don't listen with headphones. It is solid, which is nice to me. Okay, so back to how it's open. As you can see, it's 2 batteries. It's two 650s. And it's pretty compact in there. Again, I keep going back to the Sigley, but if you look at like the Sigley, there's much more. I don't want to say wasted because I'm sure there's like circuitry and stuff in there, but there's a lot more space that's not devoted directly to the batteries themselves. So as you can tell, again, that's what it looks like. On there it says warranty void if removed. Ensure proper battery placement before use. If you know anything about Lotus, they do have a really good warranty. I know I sound like a shill or something. I'm not associated with Lotus, but they do have the 1-year manufacturer warranty, and I have had to replace a few jellyfishes in the past. They're very good about it. So while I wouldn't care with a lot of products, I don't know if I'd really want to go ahead and avoid the warranty on a Lotus product because they are good at replacing in a timely manner. Okay, I went ahead and loaded the batteries. They are, again, two 650s. Specific ones I have are VTC4s, but as long as they're of good drain rate and such, that they'd work fine in it. Alright, so batteries are in it. Again, this just slides in. It can only go one way because there is that catty corner up at the corner. Just go ahead and slide it on just like that. Once it slides on, it locks in place, so it's not going to just come off without a little bit of pressure there. Okay, so back to the device. You have 3 positions for the slide. All right, we're going to go to our trusty instructions, and it's going to tell us the what the different positions mean. Okay. Okay, it says Lotus, it says instructions. First talks about the fire button. It says that it can go from 0.2 ohms all the way up to 5 ohms. It is a potentiometer. And then on D here, it says the 3-stage switch. So the up position is LED will display current voltage while vaping. We'll get back to that. The middle position turns the device off, so at the middle position it won't fire. And then the down position shows the battery status. Okay, so in the down position it shows you your battery status, or how much do you have left in your battery. So unlike most devices where it gives you a percentage left, 100%, 80%, 60%, whatever the case may be, this one, you can't really read it, sorry. Again, I'm not a reviewer by trade or anything. It currently says 7.62. So this one actually tells you how many volts are left in your batteries. So according to our paperwork, again, it says LED shows the battery status, and the normal range for the batteries to be able to fire in here are going to be from the low end, which is 6.6 volts, to the high end, which is 8.4 volts. So my current battery is at 7.62 volts, so I'm probably at about 80% battery or something like that. So it is something you're going to have to get used to. It's not as easy as a phone or a lot of the other devices that actually just tell you you have this percent left. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and screw in a atomizer here. I'm just going to be putting in the Atlantis currently. I know people hate the Atlantis. I still like it, so be nice. Okay, so I have it screwed in currently. Okay, so this will fire in both the down position. The down position again is the battery indicator, or the up position. The up position tells you how many volts are going to your atomizer. Okay, so when it's in the up position, it's not constantly reading. It's only going to do it when you actually fire. Okay, if you could read the numbers there, I'm going to go ahead and do it and read it because I couldn't see it on the screen myself. It's sending 4.16 volts to the atomizer currently. All right, so different than a lot of your devices because it's not variable wattage and variable voltage. It's only variable voltage. So you're gonna have to get used to that if you're used pretty much any other e-cig because it only gives it to you in the voltage itself. Okay, so again, just hit the button. If it's in the up position, it'll tell you what your voltage is at that time. It's really something you're gonna have to get used to, unless you have an e-cig that runs in voltage currently, or you're just a weirdo and only set your stuff in voltage because you're a purist or something. Again, I really like the button because when you hit it, it fires nearly immediately. It's really good tactile feedback. You know that you're pressing it. You're not going to have any pocket fires or anything with this because the button's so small and it takes quite a bit of pressure to actually push it. I did do, just for my own personal, I put both the Atlantis on my Sigilay, and then I put it back onto this. Again, I might be pronouncing Sigilay wrong. Then put it back onto this, and then fired them back to back. It does feel like it fires better. Like it could be all in my mind. I don't know. But just something else to think about. Okay, so back to the front of it again. So to change it, you don't have an up and down voltage like some of the others. You have an actual turn wheel. If you turn it to the left, it goes down. Turn to the right, it goes up. So it's something to get used to. It will not turn easily at all, which I think is a good thing. So that way you can set it and not really have to worry about it. You do have to consciously think about turning it. It's not something that's just going to turn in your pocket. I wouldn't think. It's there's quite a bit of pressure needed to actually to turn it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it all the way up here, and then fire it and see what it's reading at this point, just so you can kind of get a range here. So this is the Atlantis. There's the 0.5 ohm coils on it, and if I fire it, it's reading at 6.14 volts fired at the max. So you're going to have to get into the math of it. Again, I'm not the biggest on the electronic things of that nature. I know that it will fire up to 7 volts if you have the correct ohms coil attached to it. So I'm going to go ahead and vape it here at the 6.14 in the Atlantis, kind of see how that does. It's really much hotter. It didn't dry hit the Atlantis or anything like that, but you can definitely tell the difference in the higher there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it all the way down, see what it's firing at that point. Again, it's going to be in volts, and you really do need a bunch of pressure to actually get this to turn, which again I think is a good thing, because normally when I'm working with my different voltages, different wattages, I set it and forget it for a while until I switch to a dripper or something like that. Okay, and then at the lowest, again on the 0.5 ohm Atlantis coils, it is firing at 3.43 volts. Okay, so let's get into some cons that I have found from using this. I've only been using it for about, I don't know, 15 hours. I went through a couple tanks of the Atlantis, and then I was dripping for about an hour on it. So some cons that I've found. First off, and this might not be a con for a lot of people, but I'm weird, and I like 26-650 or 30 millimeter RDAs. With this, you will not be able to use that because, hopefully you can see it here. You can kind of see it, but the actual where you screw the addy into it, it's actually recessed. So the it'll only, and I tested this with a couple different RDAs. The biggest it will fit is a 24 millimeter. Should fit any of your standard 18650 ones, but I just like Sorry, guys. I personally just like the 26650 RDAs because they're big, and I don't like to drip all that often, and I don't care if things look stupid because they do look stupid. So with this one, it's going to have to be at the very biggest a 24 millimeter RDA because of that recess there. Another con, this might again just be for me. I really don't like that it's just variable voltage only because I don't learn new things super well, and I'm just now starting to understand which wattages I need. So now that it's variable voltage only, really not that big of a deal. I find a setting I like and kind of keep it there. But say you're sitting around with your super fedora wearing vape friends and talking about what wattage they vape at, and you got a mental math out so you can also get into their wattage conversation. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it certainly could be a con for a lot of people. It might not be a good beginner's device as well because they go to a vape forum or something like that and trying to figure out what wattage they should fire something at, and all they know is the voltage, and then they get trolled, and then they give it up, and then they're back on cigarettes, and maybe not the best. Okay, we'll get into some pros. I really, from what I've done so far, I really enjoy this product. I like how heavy it is. It's actually weighted. It's about 6 ounces with the battery, with the batteries in it, heavier than the Sigale 100 watt is, also with the batteries in it. So it's a much heavier product, which again I personally like. You might not, but that's one thing I do like. The other thing is I've used a few Lotus products now, the Jellyfish, the vape cases, which I know sound kind of weird, but they're actually pretty good, and this one, and they just seem to make a really solid product, and then the 1-year manufacturer's warranty that they have is really nice as well. It feels solid, and things like that, and then the manufacturer's warranty just kind of gives you that peace of mind, in my opinion, because the Lotus products are not the cheapest. And back to actually on the price point on these, I believe they retail for $69.99. Again, I can't find a ton of information about this. The only person I know that the only place I can find, they don't even have anything on their actual website about it. But the only place I found them is my specific wholesaler. I'm sure they'll be popping up though. I'm not trying to say like I have some inside vape god knowledge or anything like that, but I can't find a ton about them, but I believe they do retail for $69.99, which I think is a pretty good price point, especially when you compare it to like the Jellyfish, which I think is a similar quality of product, even though it has like the internal battery and things like that, but just like the feel of it, it feels like good craftsmanship. It retails for $150, so $69.99 would be the price point, I believe, but again, I can't really find them anywhere, but I do think they'll be popping up, but I think they'll probably settle right around the $69.99 mark. I really like the button. Again, I've said it a couple times, but this is something I really like. I just really like the feedback. It just doesn't feel like it's going to give out anytime soon, or anything like that. So that's really nice as well. I mean, that's pretty much it for the review. I'm more than happy to answer any questions if you throw them in the comments. You can email me at sales@jacksjuice.com. My number is listed on my website as well, which is www.jacksjuice.com. You can call or text me if you have any specific questions about it. I don't know everything, but I'll look into whatever it is you want to know about it. This is my first review. I'm sure it's not fantastic. It might be my last review. Who knows? But I am going to. It'll be uploaded on YouTube, obviously, because this is where you're watching it. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. I might put something out in the future. Maybe like a juice making tutorial or something. Or maybe if I get another product that there's not a lot about, I might answer some questions about it. Again, I will try to answer any questions that you have. So if you want to put them in the comments, do so, and I will be more than happy to try to get you any information about it. But I really do like the product. No one paid me for this review, because nobody would pay me for this review, because nobody cares. I promise. But I mean, for me, I like it. I think I actually kind of like it more than my Sigillay. And I also like it more than the jellyfish as well, which is the two that I use most often. I have a God mod that I don't like at all, and certainly blows that one out of the water. I gave up mechs like everybody else did in 2014, so not going to compare it to that. But that's pretty much it. That's my review. Again, my name Jared, Jax, whatever you want to call me, from Jax Juice. If you haven't tried us, check us out. www.jaxjuice.com. I'm a juice maker. That's what I do. We specialize in a bunch of different juices. Give us a try. We have sample pack 5 by 10 ml for $10.95. We also have a 3-1 if you want to do that one. I think it's $5.95, 3 by 10 ml. Our prices are reasonable anyways. We always are running some kind of promotion, so if you ever want any info on that, you can sign up for our newsletter. I send those out about weekly. I try not to spam you or anything like that. But if you just think about ordering, want a coupon code, go ahead and send me an email at, you can go to the website, use the contact form, or again, sales@jaxjuice.com. We always have free Japanese cotton on the website, and then free Canthol wire. You just have to pay shipping, so maybe not the best to just order by itself, but it's nice to be able to order juice and then just throw those in for free anyways. So Japanese cotton, it's always nice, and then everybody always needs Canthol. That's it. Again, subscribe maybe if you want. I mean, I might throw something else up here. We do some other social media, mostly Instagram, so if you want to follow us, follow me. That would be at JaxJuice on Instagram. We do have at JaxJuice on Twitter. I don't post all that often. And then Facebook.com/JaxJuice as well. I'm on a lot of different social media. You just search me as JaxJuice. If you just want to add me personally, I post a lot of emo song lyrics. You can do that as well. And it's Jared Higgins on Facebook. All right, thanks, guys.